Good morning, all of you. I feel overwhelmed to welcome you all to my YouTube channel English by Venkatesh. In the previous video, we learnt articles, definite articles and indefinite articles, and few rules where to use definite articles and indefinite articles. In this short video, we are going to end up articles topic. I will teach you few exceptions where we should not use articles. By then, we are done with articles topic. Later followed by I will teach you tenses. So now let's not waste any time anymore. Let's get to the topic articles. So let's get to the topic exceptions where we should not use articles. So knowing where to use articles is fine, but one should know where we should not use articles. Error questions will be asked, like when you take IBPS PO or these questions, questions from the exceptions are asked. So you need to identify which part of the sentence contains an error. So in such a case, you should learn exceptions where we should not use articles. So here are few exceptions I wrote on the board. Just to save the time, I already written with few exceptions on the board. So let's get into the first exception or first rule where we should not use article a or an or the. These are the exceptions where we should not use any of the articles. So we should not use any article in the following cases. Before any meal. So for example, meal in a sense lunch, dinner. So I had dash lunch, like in the examination I had a lunch, the lunch, something will be given. So you need to identify the error in the given sentence. So I had before meals, we should not use any article. I had lunch, that is fine. We should not write a lunch or an lunch or the lunch. In the same case, the breakfast, you should not say, the dinner, you should not say. Before the name of any meal, you should not use any article. It can be a or an or the. Here is an exception. The lunch she served was delicious. So as I said, you know very well that the is a definite article. So we are speaking something specifically that the lunch which she served was delicious. So that is, even though lunch is the name of a meal, here I used article the. The usage is obviously correct because we are specifying the lunch. So the definite article is perfectly alright here. In the examination, basically the question will be asked in this way. For example, examiner will split the sentence into 3 or 4 halves: A, B, C, D, and E. No error. So this is the way how examiner is going to question you. So he asks you to identify in which part of the sentence has an error. So basically, if you know this rule, before meals we should not use any article. You can easily say that the answer is in the part C. Understood? So this is a way of questioning in the exceptions where we should not use articles. So coming to rule 2 or exception 2 where we should not use any article. So before the names of subjects, it can be Telugu, Hindi, English, science, social, where we should not use before the names of subjects we should not use any article. It can be definite article or it can be indefinite article. So the maths, the science, the social. So I am an English teacher. Most of the times I heard I am an English teacher. People say that I am an English teacher, I am an English educator, I am an English lecturer. But that is obviously wrong. You should not use any article before the name of the subject. Instead, you should say, I am a teacher of English. I am the teacher of English. You can say. But you should not say, I am an English educator, I am an English teacher. Understood? So, before the names of subjects, this is an exception. And before proper nouns, this is very awkward to hear even. We can't say a Venkatesh or the Venkatesh or the Suresh, a Suresh, and Suresh, right? Your senses may say that it's an awkward feeling. It gives an awkward feeling when you pronounce, when you add any article before proper nouns. So this is an exception where we should not use any article before proper nouns. Coming to fourth exception, before abstract noun. What does an abstract noun mean? Abstract noun simply means a feeling, a type of noun where we can't touch it. When we want to express a feeling which can't be seen or which can't be touched is said to be an abstract noun. What are the examples of abstract nouns? It can be joy, love, it can be sorrow, sad, it can be anything which can't be touched. So before any abstract noun we should not use any article. It can be a or an. So most of you think that man is immortal. So most of you may say that which part of the sentence has an error? B, C, D and E, no error. So this is how the examiner is going to question in the examination. So when you pronounce it, man is a mortal. Man is an mortal. So most of you may eliminate an here. But most of you say that A. Answer A. But the answer is, the answer lies in the answer option C. Mortal, what does mortal mean? Antam unna mortal anda. So you should not use article A here as it is a abstract noun. Now this is the fifth exception we are learning. I directly wrote a heading here where we should not use articles. I am continuing all these exceptions. So here fifth exceptions, before common place, common places where we frequently visit, it can be temple, school, college, any temple, or it can be market, church, it can be anything. We should not use any article before the places we frequently visit. But there are two exceptions. There is an exception. I'll explain you very clearly. Just listen. So these are the common places. We should not use any article before this. Any article. No article before all these common places. But here I wrote, I went to the school to have lunch. I said you that school is an exception where we should not use an article, but I used definite article da here. So there is an exception when we want to specify something, when we went there for the secondary purpose. These are the common places. Basically, we go to school to learn something, but there I went to have lunch. That means, what I would like to say is here, this is called secondary purpose. Or irrespective of, when we are talking something which is not relevant to this particular location, we can use article the. This question was asked in the recent examination. Listen carefully. So when we go to the very common frequently visited place, but for the secondary purpose, we call it as secondary purpose. So basically we go to school to learn something, but I went there to have lunch. So that is the reason we can use article the here. This is called secondary purpose. And here he went to the hospital to take a key. Hospital is also a common frequently visited place by people where we should not use any article, but I used article the here. So here basically we go to hospital to consult a doctor for to cure any disease, right? But I went there to take a key, so which is said to be a secondary purpose. So that is the reason we can't write. We can use article. You can write here secondary purpose. So in the examination, they won't give you that this is a secondary purpose or primary purpose. So you should identify. Student must be in a position to identify whether appropriate article is used in the sentence or not. This is the way how the examiner is going to ask you the question. Like here, part A, part B. He will split the sentence into like this. Section D. So when you know that when you read the entire sentence starting from the beginning to end. So if you come to know this is a secondary purpose, you can answer the error is in the part B. And coming to sixth exception, before the names of games, any game, football, cricket, volleyball, people say we are going to play the football. Like before the names of any game, we should not use article the. The tennis you should not say, the cricket we should not say. And coming to seventh exception, before the names of material noun, what is the types of there are 5 types of nouns. Basically, what is a noun? It is a name, place, thing, right? So there are 5 types of nouns. One is proper noun, common noun, abstract noun, material noun, and collective noun. So before material noun, before abstract noun, and also before collective noun, we should not use any article. So here before material noun, what does material noun means? It shows name of the materials of it shows the names of materials. So gold is a material, cotton is a material. We should not use any article before material nouns. So we should not use any a or an or the. We should not use any article before material noun. Here also the same way. We should not use any article before material nouns. Coming to 8th exception, before names of diseases, any diseases. It can be cholera, typhoid, dengue. It can be any disease. Before the names of any disease, you should not use any article the. it can be either a or an or the. You can't say a cholera, an cholera, the cholera. A typhoid, an typhoid, the typhoid, you should not say. And before there is an exception, you can say, people say I have a headache. We should not say like that. When you want to say you have a headache, you should say I have a headache. There is an exception, like even though it is a kind of disease, you can't say I have headache, you should say I have a headache. Hope you are clear with the exceptions. Please do watch the video carefully, starting from the beginning to the end, so that you will get clarity. Hope you are clear. I am clear with my explanation. And please do like, share and subscribe and spread the video as much as you can. Thank you.